What's going on, guys? It's me, JV, coming to you live this morning from the East Bay on this Thursday, November the 16th, 2023, with the news that the Major League Baseball owners have given the very soon to be formerly Oakland Athletics the green light to move to that hellhole called Las Vegas. At least during the summertime it is. With a unanimous vote of 30-0. Nobody's surprised by that. Actually, I was surprised that they got a unanimous vote. I thought that the Southwest teams like the Dodgers and the Angels and the Padres and the Diamondbacks were going to vote against it because this move to Vegas from the A's is going to infringe upon their territory. So now you're going to have 5 teams cramped up in one region, and you're going to see the corrupt team on the other side of the bay, given the entire territory to themselves. So they're definitely popping champagne over here in Gay City, San Francisco. They're certainly very happy that the territory has been given to themselves. Only in Major League Baseball do you see these things happen. But anyway, just want to give my brief story of how I became an A's fan and how I basically abandoned the team in April when the original announcement came down. I've been a fan of the A's really since the late 90s. To be specific, I became a fan when I watched a couple of baseball games, and Jose Canseco was my favorite player growing up. Maybe because, mainly I think because he was Latino and I can relate to him, knowing that, he was of Cuban descent. And I just became fascinated with the team, with the colors, with the aura of the Coliseum. Back in the late 80s, believe it or not, the Coliseum was jam-packed on a nightly basis. And even though I was living in Southern California and I could have easily become a Dodgers fan or an Angels fan, I just became intrigued with the green and gold. And ever since 1991, really the following season, I started following the team on a consistent basis. My first ever game at the Coliseum really was in the summer of 1998 when I moved here to the Bay Area, which I regret dearly, by the way. I don't like this place anymore. But anyway, I was here. I moved up here in 1998, and I went to a Wednesday night game against the New York Yankees. And of course, back in in 98, the Yankees were the kings of baseball. They had just won 2 World Series in a row. Actually, 2 of 3, 96 and 97. Or actually 96, and they would win actually 3 more, 98, 99, and 2000. But they were really, really popular. And for you youngsters that are watching this video, believe it or not, back in the late 90s, the A's had a promotion with Bart called $1 Bart tickets. So every Wednesday home game, the A's would actually sell $1 tickets in the upper deck of the Coliseum. And I actually bought a ticket for $1, and I was at the game, and there was about 45,000 people for that Wednesday night game against the New York Yankees. The A's in 98 were not a very good team. They were in the process of rebuilding, and they were abhorrent. But there was, you were starting to see some hope with a young talent that was coming up, mainly Hudson. Well, actually, Tim Hudson wasn't even with the team yet. He was still down in the minors. But they had a couple of other players, Giambi, Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, Miguel Tejada, the shortstop, and the A's were finally starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. They had a brutal, really decade. After the 92 season, the A's were really bad from 93 all the way to 98. But anyway, so I routinely attended A's games at the Coliseum. I definitely went to my fair share of games. I'd say about 15 to 20 games a season from 1998 all the way to 2003. I attended not every, but postseason games for every year that they were in the playoffs from 2000 2001 to 2003. I was at the game in which Giambi didn't slide, for example. I was sitting in Mount Davis. There was probably about 55,000 people for that game. In 2001, I was at the one of the most depressing games that I've seen at the Coliseum. Game 5 against the Twins, the Minnesota Twins, in the 2002 divisional series. There was only about 32,000 people. The upper deck was totally empty. I couldn't believe my eyes that the Coliseum didn't even sell out for that game. But I was there. I was at the game 5 also of the 2003 game against the Boston Red Sox. Game 5, there was probably about 49,000 people. Another depressing game, the way that it ended. So I attended pretty much games with the A's during my during my college years, and then once I started working in 2004, I stopped going to the games. I basically never went back to the Coliseum since 2003. But I always remained a passionate A's fan. I always followed the team every single season through the good times and the bad times. I promoted the team as much as I could on social media. I actually started 2 Facebook groups dedicated to the A's. One of the groups actually right now has about 20,000 members, and that's a group that I started about 10 years ago. So I definitely have done everything in my power to promote this franchise, despite the fact that the A's ownership group really hasn't done a very good job of promoting the team, despite the fact that the Bay Area media has skewed their attention toward the San Francisco teams, and they've treated the A's like a bastard redheaded child. That's about the only reason why I'm happy that the A's are moving to Vegas. At least they'll have that market to themselves, and they won't have to be ignored by the media in their own market like they've been ignored here in the Bay Area for so many decades. But I followed this team. I followed this team on a regular basis, and it was in April of this season that just concluded that I decided that I was no longer going to follow the team. I was no longer going to follow the sport because I saw the writing on the wall. I don't think there was any doubt that the A's intentions and that of the league were to eventually move the franchise out of Oakland because of poor attendance, mainly because they were not able to get a stadium in Oakland. Maybe they don't see Oakland as a viable professional sports city anymore. It didn't help the fact that the Raiders and the Warriors left Oakland. That was another chink in the city's armor. And today is a culmination, basically. Today is a culmination of the A's departure from Oakland. And, the good news is that there's other sports that now I can focus my attention on. But I am absolutely 100% will not follow the A's in Las Vegas. I will not even follow the sport. I didn't even watch one inning. Didn't even listen to the radio for one inning of the postseason. I couldn't care less about the Major League Baseball postseason. I am completely done with the sport. I think it's all about the money. It's all about the profits. They don't care about the fans, and that's their prerogative. That's okay with me. It's not okay with me, but I understand that in the industry and the world that we live in and the capitalist society that we live in, it's all about making as much money as possible. And if it takes any means necessary to get to that point, they'll explore that avenue. And in the case of Major League Baseball, they probably think that this is going to benefit the A's and the league itself by moving to Las Vegas, where they'll have a better ballpark, obviously a brand new ballpark. I don't know about the attendance, but only time will tell. But at this point, I don't give a rat's ass about the sport, and I don't care about the A's any longer. Yeah, it's a culmination. So I've been a huge A's fan, and this is I wasn't even, I didn't even flinch really when I saw the news this morning that they had passed that they had approved the move to Las Vegas, to be honest with you, because I basically have not followed the team since April. And for those A's fans that are going to continue to follow the team in Las Vegas, I don't hold anything against them. That's their decision. I don't see anything wrong with it. At the end of the day, professional sports is just entertainment and nothing more. It's not a life or death situation. There's way more important things in life than professional sports. And I see, at this stage of my life, I just see sports as a means of entertaining myself. I don't see it as I did when I was a kid or when I was a teenager, where I took things a lot more seriously than what I do now. But just wanted to give my perspective, my thoughts, my background as a Oakland A's fan that followed this team really religiously for about 31 years, from 1991 all the way to 2023. I really followed this team on a consistent basis until April of 2023. I didn't even follow the team really after that. But I'm checking out. I'm checking out from Major League Baseball. You have lost a fan forever here in the East Bay. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Thank you.